all of you must be used to hearing, Namaskar, मैं हूँ आशुतोष. तो ये है आशुतोष, managing editor of IBN 7. Ashutosh has had, I think, a really amazing life. You were born in Banaras.
In Mirzapur. Born in Banaras.
Born in Banaras. You forgot where you were born. Brought up in Mirzapur.
Yeah, because I relate to and associate with Mirzapur. I spent almost 13 years there.
You're son of an income tax official, and he must have been honest because you lived in one room with 6 members of the family, an outside toilet, didn't see electricity till the age of class 4.
Class 4.
And then you went through your high school, and your father was the first graduate from Faizabad.
In my family and in my village.
And you studied, I mean, it's like a Hindi movie, you studied with a lantern.
Yeah, I did.
Then you went to JNU through where you were going to attend.
That's the beautiful accident which happened with me.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was there in Lucknow and I was just thinking about that I should give an exam. I should sit for the IS examination because that is something which is very, very big in a small city. And I was just flipping through the newspapers and suddenly I saw an advertisement at Jawaharlal Nehru University. I had never heard Jawaharlal Nehru University. So the minute I saw there is an MA courses in international politics and political science, and there is a hostel accommodation. So I thought, let me try this.
And then you connected with Pushpesh Pant and Mrinal Pandey.
Pushpesh ji first.
Achha, so what happened?
Pushpesh ji was my professor there. And I had opted in MA SIS, it is School of International Studies. I opted for a subject which is called Introduction to Diplomacy. And he was a teacher there. He used to teach that subject.
Diplomacy meaning in international relations or personal relations?
No, international relations.
Because in personal relations, it hasn't had any effect on you. Because you have lost your cool many times that I have seen.
Still
You're not diplomatic.
No, I'm not diplomatic.
You flip it.
Yes, certainly.
So how did you end up in Saptahik Hindustan?
I thought that I कुछ लिख सकता हूँ. So I started writing, and I heard that Dr. Pushpesh Pant has good contacts in journalistic circle because he used to write. He used to write with all kinds of newspapers. So since he being my professor, I went to him and I said कि मैं कुछ लिखना चाहता हूँ. हाँ ठीक है लिखो. So for 6 months, almost every day I used to go to him, discuss topic, go to the library, consult books.
Was it published?
No, so for 6 months, कुछ publish नहीं हुआ.
I think young people should hear and remember this, that it's not easy.
एक दिन suddenly I got a frenetic call from Dr. Pant and he said कि Mrinal is looking for you, and I had promised him something and I couldn't deliver. मैंने कहा सर बताइए. बोले वो आतंकवाद पे एक राइटअप कवर स्टोरी प्लान कर रही हैं. व्हाई डोंट यू राइट समथिंग ऑन आतंकवाद. मैंने कहा यार तुम चलो मौका मिल रहा है लिख देते हैं. नेक्स्ट वीक इट वाज आई वाज जस्ट वो साप्ताहिक हिंदुस्तान के एक विज्ञापन आता था अखबारों के अंदर, छोटा सा विज्ञापन था, आतंकवाद कब क्यों और कैसे. एंड आई जस्ट लुक्ड एट एंड सेड आशुतोष का राइटअप आतंकवाद कब क्यों और कैसे. आई जस्ट जंप्ड. यार ये जिंदगी का पहला ही ले कवर स्टोरी हो गया. सो दैट वाज द बिगिनिंग.
So how did SP find you?
We're
talking about SP Singh from Aaj Tak.
मैंने अपना बायोडाटा बनाया था and I had gone to almost every organization, be it Times of India, Hindustan Times, Navbharat Times, almost everybody rejected. Nobody gave me a job, and for 6 months I was very, very tense, very, very frustrated. And suddenly somehow Mrinal ji realized that he's breaking down. So one day she called me and said कि यार वो माला एक चैनल निकाल रही हैं, तुम जाना चाहोगे. वहाँ जाके मैंने उनको अपना बायोडाटा दिया. उन्होंने मेरी तरफ देखा.
And Mala is very frightening, intimidating.
So she looked at me, how much you want? मैंने बहुत जोड़ घटाना करके मैंने कहा कि 7,000. She looked at me and said, okay, 9,000 will be okay. I jumped कि मैं तो 7,000 मांग रहा हूँ, ये मुझे 9,000 रुपए दे रही है. मैंने कहा इमीडिएटली. सो इमीडिएटली मैंने उनका ऑफर लेटर लिया और उसके बाद I was there for good 9-10 months, and suddenly I got a call कि शैलेश जी, you remember शैलेश जी?
Yes.
So BITV में थे. उन्होंने कहा यार SP तुमको याद कर रहे थे. मैंने कहा सर SP मुझे क्यों याद करेंगे, अभी 1.5 साल पहले तो मैं उनके पास नौकरी मांगने गया था और उन्होंने मुझे नौकरी नहीं दी थी. बोले नहीं अब वो तुम्हें नौकरी देंगे, तुम उनसे बात कर लो. मैंने कहा सर आप कहते हैं तो चलो बात कर लेता हूँ मैं उनसे. तो मैंने फिर SP को फ़ोन किया. तो SP ने कहा ठीक है तुमसे मिलते हैं. तो कनाट प्लेस में जो कॉफ़ी हाउस था, पुराना कॉफ़ी हाउस, पुराने इनर सर्कल में कॉफ़ी हाउस था, वहाँ पे मैं मिलने गया. मेरे पास मोटरसाइकिल थी उस वक्त, और मैं मोटरसाइकिल जब BITV दफ्तर से बाहर निकला तो बहुत अच्छी खासी बारिश होने लगी। तो मैं बारिश में भीगते भीगते गया एंड कॉफ़ी हाउस के बाहर में खड़ा हुआ था, बस कंप्लीटली ड्रेंच्ड। एसपी वाज कमिंग वॉकिंग एंड ही सेड कि आशुतोष, मैंने कहा यस, कम इन। यार तुम तो भीग गए पूरी तरीके। हाँ सर ठंड लग रही है। बोला कॉफ़ी पियोगे? मैंने कहा हाँ कॉफ़ी पीऊँगा। बोला यार तुमको मैं पहचानता हूँ,
पहले आए थे,
तुमसे कभी मिला हूँ मैं? मैंने कहा हाँ सर, मैं 1.5 साल पहले आपसे पास गया था और आपसे नौकरी मांगी थी और आपने मुझे नौकरी नहीं दी थी। बोले यार अब तो दे रहा हूँ ना नौकरी, अब तो खुश हो जाओ तुम। मेरे दिमाग में एक ही चीज़ थी जो पुष्पेश जी ने भी मुझे बताई थी, यार देखो ये अरुण पुरी इज़ मोर सॉलिड देन अशोक अडवाणी, दैट फर्स्ट थिंग। सेकेंडली वो इंडिया टुडे उनका मैगजीन है, तो यू विल नेवर गेट अ कॉम्बिनेशन लाइक अरुण पुरी एंड एसपी सिंह। दैट वन word stuck me.
You know, Arun always used to say that everyone's replaceable, but I would say that there's no one who's replaced SP.
Certainly.
And I remember when I was working in the beginning with him on Aaj Tak, and I did not know how to deal with Hindi-speaking journalists because I would get upset about a story badly done, and then I'd ask, "Where's that journalist?" And they'd say, "वो तो आपने झाड़ा." तो I said, "So?" तो घर बैठ गया, वो तो एक हफ्ता मुझ जाएगा, गुस्सा पापा। But with the English,
but आपका टेम्पर भी तो बहुत भयानक था।
सच्ची मुझे याद नहीं है, पर लोग मुझे बताते हैं। नहीं, मुझे याद नहीं है because
लोग किससे सुनाते थे कि आज मधु ने उस पर गुस्सा हो गई और कैसे मधु ने कस के उसको।
हाँ,
बट लोग
किया होगा,
बट लोग ये भी कहते थे कि जिस आदमी को आज डांट पड़ी है उसको शाम को या कल सुबह चॉकलेट मिलने वाली है।
हाँ, कुछ ना कुछ तो होता ही था,
कुछ ना कुछ होता था।
Because I don't like to keep negative things going, but I'd be surprised कि अब वो गुस्सा हो गया, जब तक वो मधु आप मनाओगे नहीं वो आएगा नहीं। Whereas with the English-speaking journalists, I would get upset, angry like this. You've messed up the story. You didn't ask the question in the interview. क्या लाए हो ये वो? I would scream and yell. And the English-speaking medium में journalist में, they would bounce back within half an hour, and we'd be talking like friends. But I learned that with the Hindi medium journalists, you have to expect at least a 1-week sulk, so they will not come to work.
Whatever you said, that they take it too personally, and probably most of the Hindi journalists are in awe of it because they come from a very, very small background.
But isn't that the new India? Isn't that, you look at the films being made, all from small town boys.
Agreed.
Look at Vishal Bhardwaj, सारे जो देखो.
That's a fact.
That's the India of today.
That's a fact. Because a lot of big stories which IBN7 has broken, a lot of the big stories which Aaj Tak has broken, I remember in the beginning itself, if you go into the commercial sector of it, Aaj Tak for the last good 2 years used to be called as a Chaddi Banyan ka channel. क्योंकि जो बड़े विज्ञापन दाता थे, they all used to go to the NDTV. They never used to come to the Aaj Tak and advertise for the
But you know, Ashutosh, I disagree with you in that. I think it's becoming the opposite. I think the Hindi journalists are becoming more powerful and more respected.
All the bureaucrats, top bureaucrats, ministers, with whom we interact, they are in awe of any kind of English journalist, whether it is from the television or from Indian Express or from Times of India or anything. The minute you say, I am working in Dainik Bhaskar, I am working in Hindustan, I am working in IBN7, oh, acha, Hindi wale. If you go to the advertising sector, in advertising sector, IBN7, despite commanding 10 times more viewers than CNN IBN, if we are 10, CNN IBN is 1, but they command for 10 seconds 3,000 or 4,000. Whereas IBN7 will command something around 1,500 or 1,300.
My vision is, I think it's going to change.
During all the marketing session, when I asked these people, why is it so? उनका कहना है कि ये हिंदी वाले, ये जो एडवर्टाइजिंग सेक्टर वाले लोग हैं, ये हिंदी चैनल देखते ही नहीं. They don't watch. They have a preconceived notions about
people like us syndrome, के people who think in their inner circle.
Quality नहीं होगी इनके पास. They don't watch.
There's no prejudice.
Quality नहीं उनके पास.
Now, if I was to say name a segment with you, say this program, I would call it Ashutosh ko gussa kyun aata hai? Because I've seen you lose your cool many times on channels, and you really start screaming and yelling and getting all red in the face and everything. One time we were at this, I don't know if you recall, we were at this press club meet with Rajdeep Sardesai right after the Radia tapes came out. I remember there was a lot of screaming and yelling going on. President of the press club said, you can't interrupt right now, let everybody, and everyone, the whole crowd screamed at him, say, abhi to president banaya te ko, abhi nikal denge, with Hindi galis to punctuate the whole statement. You told me, sitting next to me, कि यहाँ कोई बोलने का फायदा नहीं है, ये तो सब टांग तोड़ने, सिर तोड़ने वाले people, लोग हैं. And then poor Kuldeep Nayyar decided he wanted to speak, and he hobbled to the stage. And he started off in 1942, I did this in 19, and people got impatient. And they said, कि हमने नहीं अब तुम्हारी history सुननी है, issue के बात करो. And they were yelling at him. And then you freaked. You got up, you lost your cool, you started screaming, and you said, shut up, listen to him, don't you know who he is? And you freaked out, okay? Then, what happens to you? I mean, here's this calm guy who told me, Muni kholna, ye sir thodne wali baat hai. Then you got up and you lost it.
See, we might disagree with Kuldeep Nayyar, we might disagree with ideology, with politics, but here is a man who's 80 years old, and here's a one guy who had nothing to talk about his journalism, and he's immediately that guy was being insulting, he was insulting Kuldeep Nayyar. And I couldn't control myself. How can you do it? They have some respect for, don't respect me, but at least respect a guy, respect his age.
They respected you because they shut up.
So, that's why I lost immediately. You know, Madhu, I don't know whether this is politically correct to talk about this here, but even in my newsroom, most of the girls, because when I said that the line is blurring, because it's a television and the sheer glamour of the television, which has brought a lot of English convent educated girls to the TV channels, especially to Hindi channels, because they love to be seen on TV, they love to be admired and recognized, but they don't love that they work in a Hindi channel.
So why don't you just hire girls from the government schools?
No.
Why do you hire these convent?
Because the demand of television and the demand of television is such that even if you try to change them, it's very, very difficult. This I'm confessing because a lot of Hindi people will kill me for this. But the fact of the matter is, TV demands a different kind of persona. TV demands different kind of...
But you went to a government school, so why can't a girl from a government school be hired by you?
No, there are girls. It's not that most, but 80% come from this because they are more confident, they are more articulate.
Ashutosh, in the press conferences, the most aggressive journalists who ask the toughest questions and scream their lungs out are the female Hindi journalists.
But Madhu, in front of television, there is a fright. There is a fright. That confidence is not there.
Well, my suggestion is give them a chance.
No, certainly. Okay. It's not that now, I'm not giving them chance.
I'm sure you've seen this.
There is a lot of intellectual arrogance in the English media in this country. They don't want to understand. The problem with this man comes from a village. He's just seventh pass. Last one. There are few people in the media who are trying to believe that they are a spokesperson of the government.
There's Karan in his Baba suit.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Anna in his dhoti and Gandhi cap. The divide is quite clear there. And you lost it again. You totally lost your temper. What are you doing? You're supposed to be a journalist who has to remember that there has to be a cool demeanor so that you can get the best out of other people. And here you just started yelling and screaming on camera, and you've done it many times.
Sometimes anger is good. Sometimes anger is revolution. Sometimes you should be angry. Because I just can't take it that people are contemptuous. I don't want to take names, but people are contemptuous of a man who created an anti-corruption movement in this country, and good 9-8 months people are talking about him. He's a reference point for all kinds of discussion and debate. Go anywhere, people are talking about Anna.
So you took a political position on your channel.
No, I did not
take
a...
not objective.
No.
You supported Anna.
No. Let me finish, Manu. And a section of the society who claims to be the intellectuals of the country, who are rather happy to be celebrated as a great intellectuals, why and what basis they are analyzing Anna? Because they are saying that this man is 7th pass. He's an army deserter. If that is a criteria to analyze entire movement, dump it into the dustbin, I have all the reasons to get angry. He was branded as anti-democracy because he was not speaking English. He was not educated in St. Stephen's. He had not gone to the Delhi University, Jawaharlal Nehru University. But look at the hypocrisy of these people. The same people had eulogized Vinayak Sen because he speaks good English. He has been taught in a good and what was he? His credentials? He doesn't believe in Indian Constitution. He doesn't believe in Indian democracy. He doesn't believe in Indian Parliament, and he is violent in his means.
So you do not believe in objective journalism because you took a stand on this.
That because they were not objective in their analysis. They were not objective. I was objective.
If you were,
I was objective. If I was not objective.
No, if you were objective, then you would present Anna's point of view on IBN 7 as well as the government's point of view, which was not shown.
We did.
I don't think any of the channels showed the government's point of view much except when they came on discussions and made fools of themselves.
We did not bargain for the plants which government wanted us to air on air.
Give us an example.
There were so many.
What do they want? What did they want you to run?
Like there were so many.
एक तो बताइए.
There were so many. I'm telling you ना कि वो अन्ना कैसे अन्ना की टीम जो है वो अन्ना को डिजर्ट कर रही है, कैसे अन्ना को बंधक बना लिया है, अन्ना कितने नाराज है उनसे, अन्ना उनसे बात नहीं करना चाहते.
So how do they plant it? Just give it the mechanics of it.
There are many ways in journalism. You all know how it works.
For other people to know how does it work.
One minister will come and pat on your back and said, यार देखो जब अपने तक रखना इस बात को. कल ना वो अरविंद ने कितना बड़ा बुरा किया अन्ना के साथ, उनको बोलने नहीं दिया, और वो तो फोर्ड फाउंडेशन से पैसा आ रहा है. मेरे पास पूरे कागज, तुम देख लो इसको. We all fall for such kind of stories because we are journalists, we are news hounds. We like to get all kinds of story irrespective of who is giving us. Only thing is when the paper is with us.
So how do you control a plant which is done under you, not to you, but say one of the reporters, there's a plant there?
I think there is something called journalistic sixth sense.
So you know that this is a plant?
You know and I know. And in your newsroom, you know who are those gullible reporters.
Or reporters for sale?
Not reporters for sale. There are gullible reporters. I will not say the reporters are on sale. There are reporters who are extremely good and honest, but sometimes they fail because they are so close to their sources, sometimes they just go blind.
So Ashutosh, you have now, this week this book is being released, Anna 13 Days That Awakened India. First question that people have been asking you, why is it in English?
It's a deliberate thing. During the Anna movement, when I saw the reactions of these English media and the English intellectuals, I was really very, very hurt, very. And I wanted to give them back. I wanted to give them back, and I wanted to tell them that how you have no understanding of India. You have no understanding. You just flaff around.
In fact, that period showed an extreme class divide.
I wanted to take this battle to their turf and to fight with them. It's basically again it's my anger. Otherwise, I could have written in Hindi.
You wanted to hit them on their own turf,
yes.
So they read
I wanted to, because I wanted them to read it. How wrong you are. React. If I had written in Hindi, probably those intellectuals, those people wouldn't have got to know what the book is all about, how angry people are in this country. And so I wanted them to read.
Now, what about the CAG report that came out with CNN, IBN and NDTV in the CWG scam and the ads, the commercials that were given?
I have no idea about them, frankly speaking. But I heard there are a lot of gossip about it on the Twitter and the social media, but I have no idea about them. And I don't believe it also.
But the CAG came out with that report that it was not done properly.
Madhu, frankly speaking, I have neither had seen it nor I heard about it. I have only seen on the social media.
No, but since it's
sites.
related to your channel, shouldn't you have read it?
No, I don't
Why
believe
not?
it. Because that is not my job. That is my.
But it is if you belong to an organization that is possibly totally honest.
I define the role of an editor in a way that I have been given an editorial vision. Within that editorial vision and policy, I have to work. If any day I'll find that somebody is trying to interfere with that editorial vision and policy.
But you didn't ask Rajdeep about it, or rather,
I should not. That is not my job. My job is that I should do my job with honesty. And I have been given a framework. I accepted that framework. So I will be dishonest to say that I don't belong to this framework. The minute I accepted that I should be the editor of a channel or a newspaper, I accepted that editorial framework which was given to me by a promoter. If I have not accepted,
now the promoter has changed somewhat.
No. The editorial vision has not changed.
No, but with Ambani putting money into TV18.
No, Madhu, frankly speaking, I have nothing to do with Ambanis. I have nothing to do with anybody. My commandment is, my Bible, my Gita is that editorial framework.
Now, let's take a hypothetical situation. That you find a story that is extremely negative about the Ambanis. Would you run it?
I'll try. I'll certainly try.
And
certainly.
Then the choice is either you get fired, knowing historically what
That's
happens.
a different thing.
Either you get fired or you have to keep quiet and swallow it.
See, Madhu, there are the two things. Firstly, the editorial framework. It should not anything, if she is interfering in the editorial framework, I should think about it whether I should continue here or not. That's a different thing.
That's it.
Secondly, there is a hierarchy. There is an organization hierarchy. I report to, I'm the managing editor. I report to my editor-in-chief. If there is a story, something which is very, very sensitive, it is my duty to consult him. And I do consult him. On many, many stories, I do consult him. And if I find that his argument for not doing a story is good and valid, I have no reason to resent. I have no reason to disagree with him.
So supposing the reasons are, Ashutosh, supposing the reason is that, okay, the story might be true, but the point here is that this guy is funding us, so we can't do it.
No, an editor cannot be working on that frame. Editor should be working in an editorial framework. That is my fundamental. I had never argued. I had never went back and thought about it. From where the money is coming, how the money is coming. That is not my understanding. My understanding is that editorial framework, and within that editorial framework, I think IBN7 had been very, very lucky. We had done one of the most daring stories. IBN7 was the only channel which has done story against the Home Minister of the country. How many promoters will allow that kind of story to run on their channel? We are the only one. I had never been told that whether you criticize Rahul Gandhi or don't criticize Rahul Gandhi, whether you criticize Lal Krishna Advani or don't criticize Rahul Gandhi. I had a total freedom at my command, and this I am saying with all honesty and with all honesty. And you know me. So it's not that somebody is putting a trigger on me. The minute I'll find that somebody is putting a gun on me and saying, you run this story, I will think about it whether I should continue that. Till now, as I'm talking to you, not once I have been told. And that is why IBN7 has built a brand where we are, even the Mayawati is unhappy with me, Narendra Modi is unhappy with me.
So you're doing something right if everybody is unhappy.
Mayawati has refused to give me an interview. My channel, my reporter was picked up, was put in a jail. And when we were investigating the medical scam that NRHM.
You know why that happened?
Yeah.
She was taking revenge for Kashiram. Kashiram slapped you?
Yeah.
1997, you were slapped by
Assembly
Kashiram.
election has just happened and there was a hung assembly. So there was no government at all. So Kashiram was suddenly became he was a very important player during that point of time. And he couldn't have gone with the Samajwadi Party. Congress was too little. So the only option was left with Kashiram and BJP. Both of them were bargaining. That point of time, Suraj Bhan was a deputy leader of the Lok Sabha. And being a deputy leader of the Lok Sabha, you are not supposed to indulge in some kind of politics. And I used to reach there by 8 o'clock in the morning at his gate, at Kashiram's gate, and stayed till 8, 9, 10, whatever. And one day I saw Suraj Bhan going inside. So I got him on camera. The minute I got him on my camera, it was a big controversy in the sense that here's a deputy leader of the parliament who was a member of parliament of the BJP is now negotiating with Kashiram. So Kashiram was very, very unhappy with me. Yaar, ye to mera jo sara khel hai wo bigad raha hai. So the minute he came out and I said, "Sir, kya hua?" So he said, "Tune mera kaam bigad rakha hai," and he just slapped me like this.
So did you turn the other cheek?
No.
Did you want to slap him back?
No.
Where was your gussa then? Why didn't you slap him back?
So, Madhu, I was in no position to react. Because the minute Kashiram slapped me, his all supporters, they just
start beating you up.
And I was in half a second I was on the floor. I still remember there was one girl, Maya Meet Chandani. She's still working with NDTV. When I was on the floor and people were hitting me left, right, and center, she was the only one. She came screaming and said, "Maar daloge kya usko tum log? Maroge tum log usko?" And when she screamed, then logon ko realize hua kya hua. If she had not interfered.
You know, I found it's women who always do that. Really, because you see, they are safer because nobody is going to beat her.
But Madhu, I'm not going to take names, but there are many senior female journalists also who were just, and who all of them claim to be very big and very conscientious. They did not interfere. They did not try to save me. But Maya, and there was another girl from Indian Express, she was a photographer. These two girls, they came to my rescue and saved me. Otherwise, I don't know what would have happened to me. So it's not a question of reacting to Kashiram. I couldn't react. I was so much in shock, so much in trauma, and I was physically no way to react. I was on
Otherwise, normally you would have slapped him back.
I don't know, because I had always been an admirer of Kashiram. Even after that incident, I had written about it, and still I admire him. And the strange things happened. Only SP could have done that. After that incident, Kashiram was to go to Punjab for election campaigning. and he's one of the colleague Sudhir Goyal, and he came to Aaj Tak and he said कि सर वो किसी रिपोर्टर को भेज दीजिए, तो एसपी सेड कि मैं तो एक ही को भेजूंगा, आप लेना चाहो तो बताओ.
That he was so clever. He would love to play games like that. आशुतोष को भेजूंगा. To put him in his place.
हाँ, तो उन्होंने कहा कि वो तो आशुतोष ही जाएगा अगर आप जानना चाहते हो तो सुधीर गोयल ने कहा ये डिसीजन मैं नहीं ले सकता. आई विल गो टू द साहब एंड ओनली साहब विल कैन से यस और नो. सो ही वेंट बैक. द मिनट ही वेंट बैक, एसपी कॉल्ड मी एंड सेड कि यार तू कांशीराम के साथ जाएगा? हाँ, मैंने कहा चला जाऊंगा सर. यार यही तो फर्क है ना, तुम्हारे अंदर ठाकुर का खून नहीं है ना. ठाकुर का खून होता तो कभी नहीं जाते, तुम मारते उसको, तुम तो पिट के आ गए उसको. तो सडनली मुझे लगा ये क्या हो गया.
तो कौन सा खून है? Your only knows is Ashutosh.
I don't want to disclose my surname.
I know it, but I won't.
So मैं फिर एसपी ने उसके बाद फिर मैं then I went with Kanshiram in a 7-seater plane.
So he's okay with you?
And when I went to Ludhiana, from airport to the Ludhiana, we didn't talk, and then he held a press conference, and many questions were asked, and he got up from the press conference, and he came to me, and he hugged me. He said कि यार देखो, nothing personal.
Just business.
He said nothing personal.
The reason why you don't say your second name is because you are against this labeling of caste, creed, which lineage you're from. Is that the reason?
No, see, there's a history behind it. I was in JNU and the Mandal Commission movement was on at that point of time, and I was very, very active with the student politics in that sense. And one fine morning we had a meeting and we said कि यार चलो जाति प्रथा का कुछ करना चाहिए, सरनेम हटा देते हैं हम लोग. तो I initiated the proposal. And उसके बाद वो था कि ठीक है, कल सुबह हम इतने बजे यहाँ पे इकट्ठा होंगे जेएनयू की लाइब्रेरी पे, और वहाँ पे हम लोग अपना नाम सरनेम हटा देंगे. तो हम लोग पैम्पलेट लेके आ गए कि वो करेंगे. When I reached there, I was the only one. Nobody came. And मैंने कहा यार अभी तो बड़ा गड़बड़ हो गया. फिर मैंने but then I decided कि नहीं, I'll drop my surname, and I came out with a pamphlet which is I don't know which is still with me. Ashutosh yes and the surname no. And लोगों ने बड़ा मजाक भी उड़ाया था उसका, यार तुमने अपना सरनेम उठा दिया, अब तो तुम्हारी कोई आइडेंटिटी नहीं रहेगी. But from that day onwards
I think it's a great idea. I think we should choose our own surnames, names of flowers or trees or leaves or animals or whatever you like. I think so nobody knows where's what.
If anybody asks on record anywhere, normally I don't tell. If people get to know, it's okay. If they don't get to know, that's a problem. So that's the history behind it.
Thank you, Ashutosh.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully कि अब आप थोड़े ठंडे दिमाग से सब कुछ करोगे, and let's see if you can take it.
Thank you so much.
Take
Madhu.
it with a cool head.
Because I still remember when I was a small kid, and when I came to Aaj Tak and you were there, it's like a godmother. So it's a dream come true. It's a dream. It's a dream for me to sit in with you and you asking questions. I'm really, really grateful, and
thank you for a lovely interview.
Thank you so much.